Welcome, gentlemen, and thanks so much for joining me to have a conversation today about what businesses are seeing in the coming year. So I might start with you, Bruce, and it'd be great to hear just at a high level what you see are perhaps the challenges or the opportunities for business for the coming year.
Challenges are that we seem to be getting fed information that's not really correct. 6 months ago we had builders going broke. They were big ones and we watched it, but you had to understand what the underlying was. The builders and the subcontractors knew that some of them were going to go broke, but no one knew which ones would. And so the builders don't know which subbies and the subbies don't know which builders. So if they're putting prices in, they're overloading them. To see how that's corrected itself, on Friday a tender closed on a project, 39 million, was the estimate by the quantity surveyor. It came in 1.8 million below estimate.
Right.
Now that puts it back to about the prices we were getting in February, March. Now that's where it's all starting to stabilise, and you're not getting any press about that.
And Jesse, how about you? What are you seeing as the trends and the themes to be aware of in the hospitality industry for the coming year?
I guess we've had a very good run since October after lockdown 6, and it's been incredibly busy across the restaurants. So we trade 5 days a week, lunch and dinner, and we run just about 100% occupancy for every session since October. We've never seen anything like it. So for our restaurant, we've bounced back really, really well. You know, super rewarding. It's actually really exciting. The morale's up. Everyone's thrilled to be back at work.
I was going to say, to your point about staff feeling grateful to come back, the conversations I'm having with customers are that skills shortages are just a big issue and really hampering their ability to capture and make the most of the demand that's available. Where you have a positive experience of people coming back, that then suggests that your long-standing business and the way that you run it must have a great culture.
You've got to build a place where people want to stay and learn, and there's a lot of different factors that make that up. But I just decided that I was going to staff it in a certain way, people that were personality based and that enjoyed the industry, and then we'd build the skills in after, if necessary, if they. And I think we had sort of that cultural shift a little bit about it became a very fun place to work. The engagement from staff to customers, you know, it was paramount. And then we built the systems and things around that way. And I think probably at that turning point, the last 15 years, we've had excellent stuff.
Bruce, how are you thinking about some of those issues?
I have a real strong direction in what I think's happening.
Yes.
Particularly in the construction industry and Australia's economy. Take Melbourne as an example. A number of years ago, we had a government, federal government, that created this future committee to advise Australia on what was going to happen in X year's time. The analysis of it is that if we've got 4.5 million people, the average people, we're told by that committee, in those homes is 3 people in each home. That's 1.5 million dwelling units, however you call them, houses, townhouses, apartments, flats. There are 1.5 million about. If we go to 7.5, we add 3 million people. What happens then is that what we discovered was the average occupation of those dwelling units is going to be 2 people, just slightly less. You divide 2 into 3 million, you get 1.5 million. In 20 years' time, it took us 180 years to build the first 1.5 million dwelling units, and someone's telling us, on the statistics that we know, we have to build another 1.5 million in the next 20 years. So if we've got to build all of these homes, we've just got an amazing future.
Let's hear your top tips for businesses for 23. Jesse, we'll start with you.
Value your staff. Yeah, most important, because I think we're going to have a really positive 2023, and I can't do it all by myself, and my staff are going to be my most important tool to reap what could possibly come our way. But yeah, to really value them, and our customers as well. I really value the people coming through your door.
Mine's a lot simpler than that. Mine is just simply, just relax. What we're getting at the moment is a lot of negativity for what are really small reasons. I think what we've got to do is just start to analyse what we do, get back to the basics and work on those, and everything should fall into place.